When did you realize your parents just wanted free labor? I was 12 when it finally hit me. My parents owned a small bakery downtown, and I'd been helping out since I was like 7 years old. At first it was cute, right? Little kid decorating cupcakes, wearing a tiny apron. But by the time I was in middle school, I was working there every single day after school and all weekend. My typical day went like this. Wake up at 6, go to school, get home at 3:30, and head straight to the bakery by 4. I'd work until closing at 8, then go home and do homework until midnight. Saturdays and Sundays I worked open to close, 10-hour shifts. My mom would say, family helps family. This is what we do. The problem was my older brother Jake never had to work there. He got to play basketball after school and hang out with his friends on weekends. When I asked why he didn't have to help, my dad said, he's busy with sports. You're not doing anything anyway. I wasn't getting paid either. My parents said room and board was my payment. Meanwhile, my friends all had jobs at the mall or the movie theater making actual money. They were saving up for cars in college. I had nothing. The breaking point came last summer. My best friend Rachel invited me to go on a beach trip with her family for a week. I was so excited. I asked my parents if I could go, and my mom immediately said no. We need you at the bakery. It's our busy season. I tried explaining that I never got to do anything fun. I'd been working for 5 years without a single vacation. My dad got mad and said, you think running a business is easy? We sacrifice everything for this family. I said, but Jake gets to do whatever he wants. Why is it only me sacrificing? My mom snapped back. Jake contributes in other ways. You wouldn't understand. That's when I realized they didn't see me as their daughter during work hours. I was just free labor. So I made a decision. The next Monday, I didn't show up to the bakery after school. I went to Rachel's house instead. My phone blew up with texts from my mom. Where are you? We have orders to fill. Get here now. I turned my phone off. When I got home that night, both my parents were waiting in the living room. My dad started yelling about responsibility and disrespect. I let him finish, and then I said, I quit. You can't quit, my mom said. This is a family business. I told them it stopped being about family when they treated me like an employee but Jake like a son. If I'm going to work, I want minimum wage and a set schedule like a real job. Otherwise, I'm done. They both just stared at me. My dad said, you're being ridiculous. Fine, I said. Then I'm being ridiculous and I'm still not working for free anymore. We didn't talk for 3 days. It was super awkward at home. Then on Thursday, my mom came into my room and sat on my bed. She said, your dad and I talked. We'll pay you $9 an hour and you only have to work 3 days a week, 4-hour shifts. I asked, what about Jake? She sighed and said, you're right. We've been unfair. Jake's going to start helping too on weekends. I agreed to come back with those terms. The first day back, my dad handed me a check for all the hours I'd worked that summer. It wasn't back pay for the 5 years, but it was something. Jake was there too, looking miserable in an apron. He had to frost 100 cupcakes. Watching him struggle with the piping bag was honestly pretty satisfying. My mom pulled me aside later and said, I'm sorry we took advantage of you. We got so caught up in keeping the business running that we forgot you're still a kid. Things are better now. I work my 3 shifts, I get paid, and I actually have time for my own life. And Jake finally understands that running a bakery isn't as easy as he thought. Last week, he complained about his hands hurting from kneading dough. I just smiled and said, welcome to the family business.